Welcome back to Watts, the Obsession. The text messages that we are looking at are an exchange between Chris Watts and his coworker from Anandarko Petroleum, Troy McCoy. This is a video recording of a member of law enforcement scrolling through the text exchanges on Chris Watts' phone. There are some critical questions we can ask as we are looking at these text messages between Chris Watts and Troy McCoy. The first one for me is, why does this video recording even exist? As far as I know, there are no other video recordings of somebody scrolling through messages on someone's phone who's involved in the case, whether it be Chris Watts, messages between himself and another person, such as Shanann or his dad or Nichol Kesinger. Nothing like this exists. So why is there a video recording of this person scrolling through these messages, specifically between Troy McCoy and Chris Watts? Another thing I noticed as I was looking at these messages are two images that appear right next to one another in the sequence of these messages. One image is of a Lexus. The other image is of an explosion from an oil field. You may or may not know that Chris Watts' wife, Shanann Watts, drove a Lexus. Although her Lexus was white and the picture of this Lexus is black, it is quite a coincidence because the picture of the explosion right next to it in the sequence reminds me of the many theories about the murders in the Watts case that involve the possibility of an explosion having been part of the plan at some point. The explosion, most believe, who have this theory, would have taken place at CERVI 319, where the bodies of Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and unborn baby Nico were recovered. And the reason for the explosion would be to cover up any evidence of this crime, in hopes, the persons who committed this crime, their hopes that they could get away with murder. You'll also notice there is an exchange about the infamous in the Watts case, fire stick that Chris Watts was handing off to Troy McCoy on the Friday before the murders. Now, apparently, Chris Watts was giving Troy McCoy the fire stick so he could jailbreak it, so Chris could save money on his cable or his premium sports network bill and still be able to watch the football games that he apparently really enjoyed. An interesting fact to know is that Troy McCoy, Chris Watts, and Nichol Kesinger all took off of work on the Friday before the murders. We don't know why Troy McCoy took off. Chris Watts told work he was taking off so he could take Shanann to the airport for her business trip to Arizona for the company that she worked for, selling Thrive. Well, as is often true with Chris Watts, we know that is a lie because Nicole Atkinson actually took Shanann to the airport early that Friday morning. We're not sure why Nichol Kesinger took that Friday off, but we could speculate that it's because her friend Danielle was coming in town for the weekend, which is a fact. Maybe she took the day off to prepare for Danielle, to meet Danielle, or to do something with her friend Danielle, who was visiting her from another state the weekend before the murders that occurred on Monday.
So do you know Chris went to any other wells before he went to this 319 that
No,
morning?
sir, I don't. But if you guys need to verify that, you can check his card site.
It is.
It's called a card site, or actually it's called a geotab nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Anandarko has a
that.
geotab,
Yeah.
inside of all of our vehicles.
Okay.
So it tracks everywhere we go, how fast we're going, whether or not we're wearing a seatbelt, if we take a call over Bluetooth, everything.
Okay.
So
So is Ruggin about an hour from Frederick also, do you think?
Well, you go right down 52, and as soon as you get to Hudson, so from Frederick to Hudson, I don't know how long that would take, sir. So you gotta go through Fort Lupton. So I imagine that'd probably be about an hour, maybe, to get to Hudson. And then, I don't know, from Hudson to Roggin. Hudson to Roggin on the interstate, going 75 miles an hour. You can usually make it to that Roggin exit probably 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay.
I'm guessing, and then it's a little bit of a trek back into CERVI because
Where is CERVI from? So is it north or south of the interstate?
it would be, all right, from the interstate, because you go underneath the overpass, so I guess it would be on the north-hand
North
side.
side.
Yes. Yeah, because there's a little two-track there, or not two-track, there's a little cattle guard, and you pass it, and then you go underneath this really narrow deal underneath the interstate.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.